This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Hey you, my name is TomSka Ridgewell, and welcome back to... Content, the show where I can make whatever I want, whenever I want, and yet I still overthink it to the point that it stops being enjoyable. I need therapy. So unlike the crew of the Titanic, I saw an iceberg. Specifically the meme where you take a topic or something and then at the top you have the most well-known pedestrian things, and then under the surface as you get deeper you have the more obscure and bizarre and unknown elements. And I thought, because I'm a raging narcissist, I should make one for myself because I could make a video out of it. I didn't have any better ideas. So because I'm a raging narcissist, as I just mentioned, I have made a lot of information about me very easily available. You could pretty much learn the whole story here by watching less than, 10 videos, so it's kind of hard to categorize what stuff is the most obscure, but I think I've done a pretty good job of laying it all out there, so let's go through it. So the way this is supposed to work is that we start at the tip of the iceberg, but as this is the TomSka Iceberg, the iceberg of things people may know about TomSka, we need to start above it, because there are some things that transcend me and my name in popularity that I've made, including but not limited to Astov Movie. More people have seen Astov Movie or know what Astov Movie is than know me, my name, who actually was behind it, and that's fine. I'm not complaining. I have ads enabled. Above even that, of course, is the Muffin Song, which has just more views than I think all or most of the Astov movies put together, which is really strange given that the song is made up of sound bites of Astov Movie. Most of the most popular jokes in Astov Movie people know from the song, not the original context. I don't understand the internet anymore. I'm old, scared, confused. I think I've wet myself. And then just below Astov Movie, I think there are a few other things that have spread sort of further than my name. Videos like Psycho Girlfriend Smashes Xbox, which wound up on the news in a bunch of places and is just considered as a real video, not essentially just a prank sketch. There's Christmas Delivery, which while being a relatively mid-tier sketch is my single most freebooted video. I've had my own neighbor say, I got shared a thing of you naked on my friend's WhatsApp group. They moved 2 months after that, and I feel like that might have been related. And then, for good measure, let's throw in Horse GIF. This one goes around. Not that many people realize that it's me in there. It is. I had an allergic reaction to that mask. It was very unpleasant. Now, actually getting onto TomSka Iceberg territory, we have the most popular live action sketches I've ever made. A lot of people have seen these. A lot of people have enjoyed them. I like to think that a few people noticed the person in them. Maybe not. We've got Sniper Pug, we've got Horse, we've got the whole Baby with a Gun, the Confession. Meanwhile, the videos that I'm constantly trying to live up to, basically. I'll never get back there. And then, of course, we have Ed's World, or specifically my relation to it, that I voiced the character Tom and I worked on the show. I think Ed's World itself probably actually ranks a lot higher than a fair whack of things on this list, but specifically people that know that connection, I guess. But I think that's pretty much everything for this tier, this layer. These are the videos, the products, I guess, I have made that people could have easily watched or consumed without knowing anything more about me or my body of work. And again, that is very much fine. I have ads enabled. Let's go deeper. And now, a word from our sponsor.
You're ugly, you're stupid, everybody hates you, I hate you, she is never coming back, you have such an annoying laugh.
Tired of convincing your FBI agent to kill themselves just to keep your browsing history secret?
I wish there were another way.
There is!
What?
With Surfshark VPN, your sordid secrets and passwords will be kept private from all manner of prying eyes, even on public Wi-Fi. That means less of this.
I hate you! I hate you! Go away and crawl away and die in a ditch somewhere! You bastard!
And more of this.
I love you! I love you! Especially when you block ads and malware. Hold on, so you're telling me if I use code TomSkaFriends, I'll get 83% off my subscription, 4 months extra for free, and I'll never have to commit coercive manslaughter again?
That's right.
But what if I've got a taste for it? What if I become addicted to the unparalleled thrill of convincing another human to end their life? What if the dark lust I feel for this godlike power has corrupted my heart, my soul beyond salvation?
Then maybe just use Surfshark to access American Netflix.
Neato!
Surfshark, we paid actual money for this ad.
So now we get to sea level or just below the surface, where things that your sort of average TomSka fan, I guess, would be aware of, videos that still did very well but didn't necessarily break out too far beyond my channel, you know, The Orb, The Wish, Le Alien, The New Kid. I put the in the title of a lot of my videos. The band Lincoln ads, these things, yeah, like are very core to my channel brand identity and stuff, but they aren't necessarily the things that have gone crazy viral. Whoa. That's how I represent going crazy viral, apparently. Around here is where I think you'd find people becoming aware of this channel, you know, Dark Squidge, which is now TomSka and Friends, you know, the most popular episodes of content, a complete history of me series, dubstep sunglasses, and that kind of meme would exist around here. I guess you probably put my cartoon show Crash Zoom somewhere in here, even though it's not like the most popular thing, it still exists and it's something that I've made enough noise about. Maybe. And this is also where I think people are going to start to get to know me as an actual person, you know, my life story and some of the funnier or more interesting bits of trivia, you know, that I was raised a Jehovah's Witness, that I have no gag reflex.
You might be aware of the presence of Beep Beep I'm a Sheep in Just Dance 2018. I still cannot do that dance. Please don't make me.
People around here might have noticed my name as an executive producer on the credits of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Probably wouldn't know that the only reason my name was there is because I donated to their Kickstarter and didn't actually work on the show. Maybe they know that I've got a good little chunky boy called Squidge. He is a dog, not just a really ugly child, prior to contrary belief. And this is also where I imagine people would be becoming aware of some of the major life events I've experienced, at least since being in the public eye, you know, the death of Ed, my work on Ed's World Legacy, my struggles with mental health, and my observable relationship with my weight. And finally, here is where you'll find Muffin Time, the card game, which is available now at muffintimegame.com, as I think this is the most popular physical thing I've ever released. Buy it for Christmas, please. Okay, now we're descending a little bit deeper into what I'm going to call the mid-tier. We're not yet in super hipster territory, but if someone came up to me at a convention and talked about these things, I think I would correctly identify them as someone who has a decent knowledge of me, you know, the stuff I've done, my life, my work. I wouldn't yet feel fearful of my safety. This person probably does not want to peel my skin off and wear it around the house like a Snuggie. There's quite a lot of skin. It would be fairly comfortable. Here is where we should put some of my lesser known, less popular, older videos. Bing and Spamcat, Robot Wars, the skits I made while I was at uni. They're old and sometimes unloved. Not always undeservingly so though. Some of them kinda suck. This is also where I think we should put most of the videos on this channel, the ones that got, say, less than 500,000 views, but more than 150,000 views. You've got most of the content series and pretty much all of last week and last month. Here is where I think there's an understanding of the people in my life, you know, Eddie and Elliot, and specifically the ability to tell them apart. Got a partner called Charlie, and then I've got a second dog called Pink. Less ugly, but at the cost of being less popular. Also, we can start throwing in obscure references like Video Gaze, a gaming channel that I parked as a joke. This is also where I think you'd find a general awareness of some of the bigger controversies in my life, you know, the fallout I experienced with a number of animators, the rift that happened between me and my old best friend, Chris.
My sexual education videos, which I'm mostly still pretty proud of.
Pretty much the things that wound up in the I Hate TomSka master post. So I guess also should put that there as well. It's a good read. You probably got some pretty good trivia here, like the hiding of Tommy Bear in the background of loads of my old videos. There's the name and old website Cake Bomb that my group of friends and I gave ourselves when I was first starting out and posting videos on YouTube. There's the factoids that I was supposed to have a twin sister who died in the womb, that I was a member of Mensa when I was a little lad. Kylie Minogue voicing a line in Astaf movie. That I voiced the magnet in the final episode of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. The fact that some videos I made for Oreo were banned and I had to take them down. Fairly surface level trivia that's still kind of fun. And finally, I think I'll throw in Art is Dead, the Astaf book, in here as the second best performing physical thing I ever did. Feels about right. We're going deeper. We're getting into the old, the unpopular, the obscure. Ooh, that was meant to be a ghost, but it sounded more like a furry. We've got the earliest, oldest videos that I put on my YouTube channel, the ones I made while I was still at school, Kill Bing, Le Pretentious Filme, Be Cool, my first ever vlog. And we might as well also include the least popular videos on the channel, Muscle School 2, not Muscle School 3 because that doesn't exist. We can also put all the niche series that exist on this channel here, you know, TomSka's Day Out, my day in the life of yearly snapshot series, Thanks Day, the series where I talk about all the people that I've worked with on my videos that I made in response to the animator fallout from upper tier, TomSka's Top 10, where I talked about all of my favorite things, basically, the very short-lived and cut short last month podcast, and the Scrapped Week series where I talked about and showed the videos that I gave up on or unlisted or deleted, and so I guess subsequently those videos. The ill-fated and woefully ineffective Fat Loser weight loss series, the videos about an old relationship's beginning or end, the Lincoln hack hourly vlogs that I took down because they were full of racism, and everything pertaining to me and my past friend group's old, secret, now deleted shitposting channels, Tac Maps and Marmite, home of such classics as Look at Jack Howard and Things I Hope You Don't Remember. This is also where I think some of the more obscure trivia should probably belong, like the fact that the I Like Trains Asta movie song music video is in the Emoji Movie. The fact that a porno called Cock of Duty was filmed on the same set as my sketch Sniper Pug. The fact that extremely popular Minecraft YouTuber Jay Schlatt was originally using my custom Minecraft skin, and I think it's still using the same head to this day. The fact that the gag reflex that I famously don't have came back last year, just in time for those swabs in the back of the throat. Yay. The fact that the I Like Trains kid from Asta Movie's canonical yet unspoken name is Ryan. If you have this much knowledge, you're probably also aware of some of the lesser-known TomSka controversies, the short-lived sex advice blog, the oversharing all over the place, the tasteful nude. You also might be aware of some of the more obscure references and historical artifacts. Hannah Thorne, the fake little girl that I killed and had haunt me in one scripted reality vlog. You might remember the Team TomSka versus Team Bing badges. You may know of or have seen my old pre-YouTube animations on Newgrounds or from Lock Legion as my time as Dark Squidge Lock. And you may have seen my super depressing 12-page webcomic, TomSka is Sad, all about my struggles. And finally, there are the products I released that just straight up did not sell very well or faded into obscurity immediately, such as Sam Kills Christmas, my kids picture book that wasn't at all for kids, or Cat Attack, the side-scrolling tower defense mobile game that existed for about a year before the company who made it went bust and took it with them. It's gone. Even I can't play it. I want my game back. All right, we are now descending to the very bottom of the iceberg. This is where we will find things that mostly should have been completely forgotten to time, or that are only accessible to a very limited few. Some of these things, if you came up to me and brought them up at a convention, I might throw a look to my teammates to say, help, this one might have a knife. Let's get into it. Here is where we would find Vocal, the live streaming Q&A service I used a decade ago, where I would take questions and talk to people for an hour a week. I came up with doing an internet live there, and God, I hope that all of those recordings are lost because I'm sure I said things in there that would really bite me in the ass. I wasn't woke. There's all the Flash animation communities I existed on that are almost completely lost to time, like Sheezy Art, where I posted things such as me singing. If you have that recording, you can blackmail me. There's my old SoundCloud where I put a bunch of songs that I made with my friends 10 years ago when we were very drunk and they were not okay. There's the time I doxed myself posting my full address and phone number to Twitter, and then I didn't change my phone number for about 7 years. You could just call me. Sometimes people did. And you know what? The inconvenience of those phone calls was less than the inconvenience that would be caused by changing my number. And I just didn't. For years. You could have called me. I was so lonely. Why didn't you call me? The ill-fated TomSka bobblehead, of which there are boxes full in Eddie's garage to this day. There's the accidentally kinda racist banner that I put up behind me at a lot of my first conventions that turned out to basically just be the Imperial Japanese war flag. Oops. There's also the embarrassing and frankly quite upsetting story that I told in an episode of content that we just outright censored, and the only people that know that full story are Eddie, Elliot, and a few people on our Patreon-only Discord server. We have a Patreon. This is the plug for that, I guess. And of course, and I say of course as if this is somehow common knowledge, there is Pone01, my tertiary YouTube channel from when I first made all my accounts back in 2006. This was a YouTube account I made exclusively to post my work from my media studies class when I was 16. Our group number was P101, so I made it Pone01. Pone, that's a cool old reference. There I posted some of my earliest schoolwork, but also just random tidbits for the next few years. Here is where you'll also find murmurings, whispers of as of yet and potentially forever unreleased projects, Super Average, Spacebar, Project Time Code, which is really just called Overpowered. You've got my hidden in plain sight YouTube channel, TomSka Previews, which you can find and subscribe to if you want to, but you'll never see a video on it because everything there is uploaded unlisted for Patreons, both in my first Patreon some 8 or so years ago and my current Patreon. This is where rough cuts and deleted scenes from videos we make go. Our monthly Patreon-only podcast and just whatever random tidbits I want to give to people like that. But you can't see the videos because they're invisible. There's the Turbo Pals podcast that ran for some 5 episodes before once again I got bored of it because the world does not need more podcasts. There's the Twitch account that I sometimes go live on unannounced to an audience of maybe a dozen people, and I like it like that. Leave me alone. And then there are the pieces of physical media I released that you would only own if you happened to come to 1 or 2 specific conventions back in, I think, 2010 or 2011. My comic book Zack that I look back on with nothing but regret, and the original Astuf book, which was just a piece of hand-printed paper, lost to time for the best. And finally, if you know me well, you'll know that I can always sink deeper than you previously thought possible. There are the sub-iceberg things, the things that no one knows, that I've never talked about or shown you before, probably for good reason. There is the secret yet forbidden fun fact about my sketch beard that only the people involved in it know about, and also one guy who bought me a drink at a pub, and if he tells anyone, I will find him. And I will kill him. There is the well and truly genuinely lost media, the stuff that I would show you if I could. I'd love to have it myself. New Camera, the first cartoon I ever fully made and posted to smosh.com, gone. Lost forever, no way to find it. The videos on the hard drive and laptop I had stolen a decade ago. TomSka's Day Out 5, the original Holy Shit Cats, gone. I miss them. And finally, who could forget? Definitely not me. I'm filming this on the same day. My oldest, most obscurest, bestest hidden secret channel, The TomSka, where I posted a bunch of stupid videos back some 10 years ago. You have a fake viral that I made and uploaded exclusively for a reality TV channel so they could discover and then pay me for it. And then I have a couple Harry Potter videos that went surprisingly viral in their own right. Go me. I will always be annoyed at the fact that I left the cursor on screen for this. And since we're here, here's a DeviantArt account where I posted black and white photographs when I was 15 years old that I probably thought were very deep but are actually thoroughly average. Fun fact, one of the photos is a shark now, and I have no idea when or how that happened, but there he is. Well, that was the TomSka Iceberg. I probably got the meme format, or at least the spirit of things, a little bit off, and there's probably a few things I missed, but you know what? You've already watched the video now, so I kinda don't care. I want to thank Zayden from our Patreon-only Discord server for suggesting this video. By the way, I have a Patreon. This video was probably uploaded to it a day or two before you're seeing it right now, and there's other stuff on there. Podcast, Discord, bloopers. It's a Patreon. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Hey you, thank you for the money. 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 Hey you, thank you for the money.
Thank you, patrons. We appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.